You're back again for the news with the fucking orange dude. And this guy, Joe, just touched me in an attempt to get your money. Hope you find all this shit funny. What the fuck fake news is for dummies. But it's not, I eat snot. I'll lock you up and smoke your pot. So sit right down and enjoy the show. Watch till the end to see the host. I said, watch till the end to see the host. Watch till the end to see the host. Welcome back to What the Fuck Fake News. Sit right down and watch these dudes with your hosts, Trump and Joe Biden. And next week we might even have Osama bin Laden.
This is for 54,000 public workers. So these are all government jobs. He's only paying student loans back for government workers. Biden still thinks he matters. So there's a few things that made Biden think he matters today. First off, current president Biden, Joe Biden, Joseph Robinette Biden. If any of you guys know what Robinette is or who Robinette was, say it in the comments below. The Biden administration announces ambitious climate goal. Ooh, what's he going to do? He wants to spend money. He wants to spend money on climate change. Again, no wonder why it's so cold today. I guess it's already working. He got it back to being cold again. He wanted to end the global warming. I like it warm, though. I don't know. Can we find like a happy compromise? The Biden administration will announce an ambitious new climate goal Thursday morning that aims to reduce the country's greenhouse gas emissions 61% to 66% by 2035. Why are you doing all this stuff right before you leave? That's how you know he really don't care about any of this stuff. Presidents wouldn't do the stuff they really care about right before they leave, other than maybe pardoning his son. Because like sometimes you gotta let your kids sweat it out. You know, I'm in full agreement on that. I probably wouldn't have done it, right? But what have I known to have like good self control and being patient and just doing stuff the slow way or whatever? I'm proud that the administration is carrying out the boldest climate agenda in American history. President Biden is expected to say in a video statement, that is why I'm proud to anyone an ambitious new goal cut greenhouse gas emissions by more than 60% by 2035. But you know, like, how do you want to cut stuff in the rest of the world? You can't just cut stuff in America and think it's going to carry over to the rest of the world. So, you know, Biden still thinks he matters. He's trying to end greenhouse gases before he ends up passing away or whatever. And they said he did it during Hanukkah. You think he was lighting a menorah during the event when he did it during Hanukkah? He said, they asked me how I did it. I did it during Hanukkah. He was lighting menorahs up in his yarmulke. And then the other thing, they got Biden thinking he still matters. Biden-Harris admin rolls out another $4.28 billion in student loan handouts. Okay, so they're giving money away. Yeah. What's this going on? It don't even matter. The Biden administration announced another $4.28 billion in student loan handouts. Okay. What about people that never got student loans? Can you pay my fines off? Can I get a pardon? Can you pay some of my fines to fuck down? And this is for 54,000 public workers. So these are all government jobs. He's only paying student loans back for government workers. Make that make some fucking sense. Make that make some sense. So if you're not a government worker, this is not going to affect you. The House GOP leaders scramble for Plan B after Trump Musk led a conservative fury against the spending bill. Oh, we got that for later. But hey, I sum it all up that for some reason, Robinette, JRB thinks he still matters. He doesn't. He doesn't. You need to go sit your ass the fuck down and go retire. And the other dude needs to go sit his ass down and fucking retire too, but he don't want to. All these old men want to sit here and keep running the world. Like, where the fuck is Gen X at? Gen X, it's your turn. You're up. Bueller, Ferris Bueller. You're supposed to report to the Congress, Bueller. Supposed to report to the Senate, Bueller. You're supposed to be running for president, Bueller. This was breaking news. Had everybody up in arms. Everybody's talking about it. Guess what? Trump finally got a new fucking haircut. About fucking, like, 40, 50 years too late. This motherfucker been rocking the same haircut since he was, like, at least in his 30s. Now he got this new haircut. And I don't know, guys. You think Trump did it? He went from here. Everybody knew about the Trump haircut. To over here. From here to over here. I think his new haircut makes him look fat. Let him know. Any y'all talk to Trump. Tell Trump. I said, I think your new haircut is making you look fat. I guarantee he'll switch it right back. That's crazy, though. That's crazy. And he ain't dyeing his hair no more. He's just embracing his old man. Is he going to let his hair grow out? He's like, I'm going to put my feet up and let my hair grow out. Okay. So, yeah. Trump got a new haircut. You got something to laugh about. Because, like, we don't like to be super serious over here. House panel set to release report into Gates' sexual misconduct allegations. Again. I don't know. Is this true? Is it not true? I want to know. I'll probably be reading these documents if they actually come out. Because I got to know, am I going to say what he did? Or am I going to say sorry because I heard about a 17-year-old and I heard people like, oh, well, she's up. That don't fucking matter. That don't matter. Motherfuckers that's in their fucking later age in life, middle-aged men should not be talking about, oh, well, she's over the age of consent, or oh, she lied about her age. Like, that cuts off, like, maybe at it's in the 20s, right? I don't even think over 25. Like, way lower than 25, right? That's when the age of consent matters. The fuck? Why do grown-ass men know about the age of consent? Why do grown-ass men know about the age of consent? But the House panel set to release report in negates sexual misconduct allegations. The U.S. House of Representatives Ethics Committee has reportedly voted to release a report on sexual misconduct allegations against Matt Gaetz, the former Republican representative who was forced to drop his bid to become Donald Trump's attorney general amid fallout of accusations. According to CNN, the House Ethics Committee voted earlier this month to release a report which is expected to be made public after the chamber's final vote in the last year. Oh yeah, I need to have this bigger. The news a month after the committee deadlock on whether to release the report as members fell against party lines in a private vote. The recent decision now suggests that at least one Republican member of the panel has joined Democrats in supporting its publication. I wonder who that is. He already got 2 speakers out the way. He was busting more speakers. They don't matter. Gaetz is accused of engaging in a sexual relationship with an underage girl who reportedly told the ethics committee that she had 2 sexual encounters with him at a 2017 party. Was this a Diddy party? Gaetz has continually denied the allegations, and the Justice Department declined to charge him last year as part of a sex trafficking investigation. This is sounding like Diddy again. This is sounding real Diddy-ish. The committee decision to release its report is noteworthy, given that Gaetz is no longer a member of the House or a cabinet nominee. Well, the thing is, people need to know. That's why we have this thing called Megan's Law, where you can sit there and see where all the registered dudes, where you can see all the registered P. Diddy's in your neighborhood. Gaetz, a hard-right representative from Florida known for making enemies on both sides of the aisle, withdrew from consideration for Trump's attorney general last month. There's no time to waste on a needlessly protracted Washington scuffle. So like I said, I'm going to get this report. I'm going to read into this report, and I'm going to let you guys know what I think about this report. Is it true? Is it not true? What's going on? Because, the one thing I keep hearing is, oh, well, she was 17. And then, other people are like, oh, it's sick. Why the fuck you want to fuck with a 17-year-old? I'm more in that ballpark. I'm in the ballpark of, you're a grown-ass man. What do you mean 17? What do you mean 17, bro? She can't even get into the casino with you. There's a lot of adult activities that don't involve drinking that she can't do with you. Can't go to the horse races with you. Can't get to the casino with you. Can't get into certain club boxes or whatever when you go to sporting events. She can't even be on your rental agreement when you're renting a car. So, why? You know what I mean? Now, if you're 30 and you're messing with a chick that's 23, 24, 25, that's a little bit different. Then when you're 40, you're messing with a chick that's 16, 17, 18. I don't give a fuck about the age of consent. The age of consent is to keep dumbasses that keep getting held back from going to jail because they're hooking up with a girl in their grade. It's to keep fucking people in college from going to jail because they mess with a girl that's in college that is 17 or 16 because she graduated early, and then they find out, oh, she's 17 or whatever. But y'all in the same college. It's to protect people in the same age bracket. The age of consent is not meant for fucking grown-ass men. The age of consent is meant for, young men, young women. You understand what I'm saying? They're in the works of passing laws, I don't know if they passed it yet or not, where you can't give the death penalty or a life sentence to people under the age of 25, right? I don't know if they actually passed it or not, but okay, knowing this, right? Knowing that, that's what that's for. The Trump-backed spending bill to avert government shutdown fails House vote. President-elect Trump encouraged Republicans to block the massive stopgap funding measure put forward by House Speaker Mike Johnson. And why is his name Mike Johnson? I can't listen. A lot of people are getting tricked up. They're probably making clips of it. Don't clip me saying Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson? Who? Mike Johnson? Who? Yeah. Republican in Louisiana, and instead support a streamlined package that would deliver aid to farmers and those impacted by natural disaster. Okay, fast facts. President-elect Donald Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance argued that the 1,547-page interim spending bill would give sweetheart provisions for government censors and for Liz Cheney. Oh, so they really is trying to lock up Liz Cheney. They're going to lock her up? I thought they didn't lock nobody up. I thought they said, that was just us talking or whatever. Oh, he really going to lock people up now. Okay. Free everybody from January 6th and lock up Liz Cheney. But forget to lock up her dad, because, her dad was only shooting people in the face. A streamlined version of the bill backed by Trump to avert a potential government shutdown failed to pass the House. It fell from 173 to 235. The deadline to avoid shutdown is late Friday. It comes after 2 days of chaos in Congress as lawmakers fought themselves about a path forward on government spending. Yeah, because they want to make 1,500 pages. 1,500 pages to do an extension. That's not an extension. 1,500 pages to do an extension just means you're adding a bunch more to it. You're adding a bunch more to it. And then I think they should do one thing. And honestly, this would test a lot of people in politics, because anybody that would vote against it would be like, anybody that would vote against it is going to prove how much of a piece of shit they are, right? 1 page, 5 lines, right? Mandated pay for government workers in good standing. That's the name of the bill. HR, blah, 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 whichever House resolution this would be. And the next couple lines would be something in the terms of this. All government contractors, government employees, and anybody else working for the federal government in any way, shape, or form will continue having their paychecks up into or after suspension of employment or termination, no matter if a budget is passed or not. Because they're still collecting tax money. They're still taking all our tax dollars in, right? So that means the military workers would get paid, post office workers would get paid. Everybody that's a government employee working for the federal government would still get paid, right? Anybody that says, oh, we're not going to vote for that, they need to fucking leave. They need to leave. Because, you got people like, not even your garbage men, though. So it's not really that many federal government employees for them to be spending this much money. That's part of the problem, right? Like, you've seen that there was less than 50,000 public employees that had their student loans forgiven. Those are federal government workers. When they say public employees, it's just a synonym. It's just a seasoning. It's a different way of presenting the word federal employee. Federal employee, public employee, workers for the public, public workers. That's all the terms they use for federal employees to make it sound a little bit better, right? So, yeah. If they only forgave 50,000 of them student loans, think about how many federal employees there really are. It's not that many. There's not that many. Not as many as you would think, right? I went into the military, but the military don't end up having student loans. So they usually write it up that they keep getting paid unless they're terminated. And then lay out their termination or whatever. Like, you could put a couple more lines. What would government employee severance packages be and stuff like that, right? It's not that hard to do. They don't want me to be the president. They don't want me in Congress. I'm not signing nothing. They'll be like, what? I'm not signing that. I didn't read that. What? I'm not signing that. I'm not, no. I'll stand up. As a matter of fact, I'll probably be better off in the Senate. Because I would stand up and filibuster. I'd be like, it's ridiculous. Y'all dumbasses want to sit here and keep pulling up. You're like, you ain't can't tell me. I don't give a fuck. You let Featherman walk around this joint in a fucking hoodie and some fucking jeans. Man, fuck out of here. I'm going to be the best dressed motherfucker up there cussing them the fuck out the whole time. They're like, you gotta watch your language. When my fucking constituents voted for me and they knew my fucking language. They voted for me to keep telling y'all dumbasses, write it on 1 page. 5 pages max. 5 pages max. If I can't read this shit on a fucking 15-minute lunch break, I should be able to go outside, take a fucking smoke break, and read this shit while I'm smoking. If I can't read this shit while I'm smoking, I'm not writing it. I'm not signing it. I'm not writing it. I'm not doing nothing. And you think I might be playing. Right? You better look me up. It's kind of harder to look me up these days because I don't say nothing. The fuck, they ain't put me in fucking public record. Fuck y'all. I don't sign nothing. You ain't getting my fucking consent. I do not consent to that, son. No. I'm not even going to say the word consent when I'm dealing with people that possibly had me recorded or this stenographer. No. Bernie Sanders called Elon President. Elon, what's wrong with the Democrats? And then Bernie Sanders said, the U.S. Congress this week came to an agreement to fund our government. Elon Musk, who became $200 billion richer since Trump was elected, objected. Are Republicans beholden to the American people or President Musk? I'm not clicking on what the Hill says. We already passed the whole full thing. I already told you that the military's not getting paid, and the reason why the military's not getting paid is because these dumbasses don't know how to write 1 page. 1 page. Why do you got to make all these fucking documents so fucking long? Why does it have to have so much crazy language in it? You know, part of the reason why is because they put loopholes in for themselves. And a lot of us don't realize about these loopholes, about how crimes are very particular on how they are, and that damn near everything's suppressible. Damn near everything can be suppressed in suppression court, or you can take it to trial and you can read out the definition to the jury and be like, okay, well, they said this happened, and you was in your closing statements. This says this. He said this. That makes that void. The charge says this. He said this. That makes that void. The charge said this. They said this. That makes that void. And you sit there and you be like, okay, so here I want to submit this into the evidence. I also have a copy for all the jury members. I have highlighted sections of the charges. I just want you guys to sit here and think and look at the transcript, look at the evidence in this trial. Off of the highlighted sections, did these crimes occur? And if they end up finding you guilty, you got a fucking instant appeal. And eventually it's going to get shot down because you already submitted into the record how all these crimes that they said you committed, it's aren't even crimes or statutes, aren't real. They're not real. They're not real. They ain't. Listen, I think there's like 24 laws in the whole United States of America. Everything else is a fucking bill or a statute. Are you guys aware of that? Are you aware that there's only 24 laws in the United States of America? A bill is not a law. A statute is not a law. A subsection is not a law. People don't go to jail for breaking the law. You know what happens when you break the law. I can't even tell you guys. I can't even tell you online what happens when you break the law. But there's very few laws. And if you break them, it's over for you. If you break a law, it's lights out. They rejected those. The Senate and all that, they are so mad that Elon is doing whatever type of bullshit he's doing. So they rejected those. The House GOP lawmakers reject committee assignments to dedicate time to those. Okay, we're going to see if we can.
Well, all eyes are going to be on Capitol Hill today, where later the House DOGE caucus, the Department of Government Efficiency, is holding its first meeting about its plans to cut government waste. And our next guest, a founding member of the caucus, wasting no time getting to work with two new bills aimed at slashing fraud, costing billions to you and me, the taxpayers. Senator James Lankford is a founding member of the Congressional DOGE caucus. He joins us right now from, I guess, kind of unofficial DOGE headquarters there in Washington. Senator, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Margaret.
It's crazy. They're trying to make Dogecoin something like real. It's not.
You're the perfect guy to be on this because for years you've had the federal fumbles books where you've detailed all the government waste. So today, are all the House members and senators going to say, okay, Elon and Vivek, here's a list of stuff to start cutting?
Yep, that's pretty much where we're headed on this. The House is working on theirs, the Senate's working on ours, and we're working on trying to separate the pile of government waste into two stacks. What can the executive branch do on their own just by declaring agencies need to be more efficient, changing the rules? What are the things that we got to have legislation for? So we know what's our job, we know what's their job, we can take off on it. It's something I've literally worked on for 10 years, and it's good to be able to get the initiative going right now to be able to say, let's work on this. Honestly, this shouldn't be a partisan issue.
Right.
Everybody should work on government.
Yeah, everybody should want to cut this shit down, but it is it's more than a partisan issue. Nobody wants to give their shit the fuck out. Nobody wants to give their fucking money the fuck out.
Waste.
Right, because if we're going to send our money to Washington, nobody likes sending money to Washington, but at least don't waste it. And so that's why you're introducing.
And then they want to keep spending the money. Frivolously spending this money on anything. When they say 30 million or whatever to maple syrup, I don't even know where man,
Two
fuck that.
anti-fraud bills. One extends the statute of limitations for all pandemic-era programs, covers unemployment insurance fraud, and allows states to withhold payment from fraudulent claims. And let's put up some of the federal fumbles details, where you said the federal government spent $79,000 on a climate change study on road safety in Ghana, $1 million on dance equity organization. And
what about the $69,000 to Congress members? $69,000. Freaky ass Congress, they want 69,000. Freaky ass Congress, they want 69,000. Hey.
DC, the list goes on and on.
Big bills at night. Hey, big bills at night.
These guys are going to have such a gigantic list. It's going to be a shopping list. Actually, it's not a shopping list. It's almost a chopping list, isn't it?
It is a chopping list on it. That's exactly correct. So what we're trying to do is break this into big categories. So you look at like drag shows in Ecuador that the State Department paid for that grant to be able to do that. If Ecuador wants to do drag shows, that's up to them. But the American taxpayers shouldn't pay for that.
How much do they say?
It's not a shopping list. It's almost a chopping list.
How much do they say is drag shows in Ecuador? Hold on.
Isn't it?
It is a chopping list on it. That's exactly correct. So what we're trying to do is break this into big categories. So you look at like drag shows in Ecuador that the State Department paid for that grant to be able to do that. If Ecuador wants to do drag shows, that's up to them. But the American taxpayers shouldn't pay for that. That's a slice of it. So it's not just going after that grant. It's trying to determine how did that happen and how do we stop that from happening. It's like government waste and spending. It's not just that.
Okay, so they said 69,000. Everything's 69,000, right? They want to get 69 there. What's going on with this 69 shit going on?
That it happened. How did that happen and how do we make that stop? And the two that I put out
Oh, that's good to know. So if they try to come at you for unemployment fraud 14 days later, it's illegal. And there's no ex post facto rules.
But this time, you're actually going to have help not only from Elon and Vivek, but also probably federal employees have reached out to you. I know. I just got an email from a federal employee says the waste is outrageous. This person says, my office has a broken shut-off button, and the lights are on 24/7 for the last 2 years. And apparently they have reported it, and then this person got in trouble.
Well, why don't you fix it? Like, it's a fucking switch. Fix it. Motherfuckers are so fucking simple-minded, yo. They're so fucking simple-minded. Like, motherfuckers don't know how to do regular shit. Regular shit. How the fuck are you an adult? How are you an adult? It's like, these motherfuckers ain't adults, yo. I'm convinced of it. They're not fucking adults.
All eyes are going to be on Capitol Hill today.
We ended up going back. Okay. So those, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes here. Doge out this fucking policy game. Packages and profit over people. What it's like to be an Amazon driver. Why some are on strike. Amazon delivery drivers passed people holding signs and marching during the strike by Teamsters union members at the Amazon facility in Georgia on December 19th. Amazon delivery drivers are on strike across the U.S. Those on strike say that 400 packages, long hours, and little help are part of the regular day at work. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. The bad thing about Amazon, right, and part of it was them getting unionized that made it happen, Amazon pays very good. That's not a lie. Amazon pays very well. And then in part of their contracts is they can't do overtime. Most Amazon drivers are part-time. The only Amazon drivers that aren't part-time are third-party contractors or whatever. And still, Amazon, the last time I did anything with them, they weren't paying less than $15 an hour. And that was well, right? That was like in the beginning of the 2020 pandemic type situation. That was good money, right? But they cap you out at like 30 hours a week. In your contract, if you go full-time, they got to give you health benefits and all that. But also they limit how many full-time employees they have. So the long hours and everything seem kind of, are they Amazon workers or are they contractors? As the delivery drivers walked off the job Thursday protesting not just for better working conditions and pay, but also Amazon to recognize them as company employees. Oh, they're contractors. Like I said, a lot of Amazon employees aren't really employees. They're contractors, so no taxes come out their money or whatever. They got to write off a lot of stuff. They're not recognized as employees. So with them not being recognized as employees, they might be making $20 an hour, but on hour 41, they're still making $20 an hour. On hour 60, they're still making $20 an hour, right? Versus if they had a regular job and they end up making $15 an hour, on hour 60, they're already making $22 an hour. On top of that, the company is maxing their tax responsibility. When you end up being a 1099 contractor, you have to pay your unemployment, both sides, because you and your employer match your unemployment. When you become your own employer, there's no match. You got to match your Social Security. So that ends up raising your tax burden from being like roughly about 25% to sometimes over 50%. Now, yeah, you get the ability to write off a lot of shit, and that's part of the reason why I fucked up a lot of shit that I had going on, because I was trying to keep myself with a whole bunch of shit so I didn't have to pay taxes. And then at a certain point, I had no money to repair all these cars I fucked up. All the cars I fucked up. I had no money. Nothing. I was living bare minimum, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, because I was just trying to spend the money as quick as it was coming in to make it able to be written off instead of doing it like other businesses do and like buy a new car in December. If I would have actually known a little bit better, I probably would have been buying new cars in December and still achieving the same goal. But instead, I didn't even have enough money to pay a fucking accountant. I gotta like tone up real quick before I get locked up like Wesley Snipes did.
Hey, this video is going to be real short. Very short. I wasn't even really prepared for this. I'm not even really ready. I don't got the whole outfit on or nothing. But this is from NBC, Washington. The Republican-controlled House on Friday evening passed a short-term bill to avert a government shutdown. Just hours ahead of the deadline that would force the U.S. troops, Border Patrol agents, air traffic controllers, and millions of other federal workers to go without pay. The vote was 366 to 34, with all opposition coming from Republicans and one member voting present. It capped a tremendous week. I'll look into this, and we're going to see what's going on over the next few days, but I just want to have this short video up to let everybody know what's going on, because that's what we do over here. If you want more updates on news, I try to do a live show like every day. I'm kind of busy. I'll holler at y'all.
Far-right influencer Nick Fluences says our man came to his door. Man fatally shot by the police. white nationalist Nick Fuentes said, and also he's the lover of Destiny. You got to remember, him and Destiny got a tape floating around on the internet. Said an armed individual approached his house Wednesday night after his Illinois home address was leaked on the internet. Are they going to tell us his address? Are they about to tell us Nick's address? I'm not at that stage in my life. No, I would have went down there and fucked with him. Like, even like 5 years ago, right? Just for the hell of it. I probably would have went down there live streaming in front of his house. I'm like, we're here live on WTFFN. I want to do an interview with a white supremacist. We're going to knock on his white supremacist door. Open up, little white supremacist. Open up, little cousin fucker. Hey, cousin fucker, come out here, Nick. Come out here, you fucking cousin fucker. Hey, how did it feel when you fucked your cousin? How is it like to have your dad and your grandpa and your uncle all be the same person? I was a dickhead. I'm still a dickhead, though. But now I'm not going to like to go knocking on this man's door. I got to want to, though. I want to find out. I don't know. Listen, right? If you guys bring me up to a monetized status on any of my channels, right, and we end up making decent money, and I can cover the cost to drive out to Illinois and back, right? Got to be able to get a rental. It's going to cost me probably like $1,500 to do it. And it's only, not even. It's going to cost me, probably like $700. It's going to cost me like $700. If I can raise up $700, I'll go out there on a fucking live stream and knock on this man's door and try to do a live interview in the front of his house and ask him why he's a white supremacist, why is he in the closet, why does he like blowing dudes, does he have any babies with any cousins or siblings? I'll literally go down there and fucking throw the fuck out of this dude. I'm like, how does it feel like hanging out with Kanye West? Do you also love the dude that Kanye West loves? Officer responded to the home in Berlin, Illinois at 11:38 p.m. local time on Wednesday after receiving a report of a male suspect with a gun. The Berlin Police Department said in a news release, the man who authorities did not identify fled on foot and successfully escaped from law enforcement. The release states the man then forced entry into a nearby home where he fatally shot 2 dogs. Yeah, put him down, give him the DP. Lethal injection by lead. The man fled into another neighbor's yard, and the police gave him verbal commands to stop, which he disobeyed, according to the department. After not cooperating, the man began shooting at the officers who returned fire, police said. Okay. Police fatally shot the man during the shootout, and no officers were injured during the incident, according to the release. Police said early reports indicated the man was wanted for a triple homicide committed in Mohawk, Illinois, earlier in the day on Wednesday. So he just went out on a whole fucking killing spree. This dude was killing everything. Like, this dude literally, he thought he was CJ. He was like, oh shit, here we go again. I just got out of jail today. I gotta go try to hit a new body count. He running around. This motherfucker had 3 stars. He's sitting there ducking the chopper and shit out here. But guess what? Them stars don't go away in real life till your ass goes to jail. 99.9% of the time. It's hard to make them stars go away. If you end up catching them stars, it looked like this Nick dude got 5 stars right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn, his wanted level's higher. His wanted level is fucking higher than this CJ dude that came knocking on his door. Berlin police, so he don't even live in Chicago like people be saying. He lives in a Chicago suburb. Did not name Fuentes in the news release, but USA Today reviewed Cook County property records that show Fuentes purchased property on the block where officers responded. You see him? Yo, why you ain't got no tie? You got the whole suit on. You ain't got no tie yet, bro? You ain't got no tie yet? I got a tie. But look at him, though. He probably don't even know how to tie a tie. Listen, Nick, I'm going to teach you how to tie a tie right now, Nick. I'm going to teach you how to tie a tie right now. And it took me a little bit to learn this. I was watching a lot of YouTube videos. You're going to try to learn how to tie a tie, and they're going to try to teach you the double or triple Windsor knot, which you don't even need that. That's like more of like special events or whatever. You don't need all that, bro. Look, watch this. Pull this back. Had that about right there. Space it out. Took me a while. Now I'm going to wear a tie every day. Matter of fact, I don't wear this outfit on anything else but the live stream, right? Let me show you. Pull it out like this. You want to feed it through the back. You just flip it over. Flip it down. Take it up. Pull it down. Right? But I got a job. I got to wear ties at now. So, like, I had to figure out how to tie a tie. Flip it over the front the opposite way. Take it over. So you put your finger under this loop right here. Pull it straight through, right? Pull it through that loop. Really not that hard. Everybody online is going to try. They do the show-off knots. They're doing the show-off knots, trying to show you how to tie a tie, real fancy or whatever. You don't need to be fancy. You just got to throw one on sometimes for formal gatherings and stuff. Like, look, let me see. Yeah. Oh, no, this is sufficient for the fucking live stream. I'll be checking it to make sure it's right in the mirror if like I wasn't just live streaming in this fucking outfit. I'm gonna try out a couple different styles, but I like wearing this outfit on the live stream. This is like gonna be my permanent outfit for the live stream, right? I'm only gonna wear it while I'm streaming, so it's only gonna have like 10 to 12 hours a week that I'll be wearing this bullshit for. It kind of hides my secret identity. Kind of hides my secret identity. Y'all motherfuckers do not know what I look like. Don't know what I look like. But either way, you know the little white supremacist dude. Grateful to God that I'm still alive. I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'd do if somebody's at my door with a crossbow and all that, right? And they come to your door with a crossbow, that's kind of crazy. That's like a whole different level, right? I don't know what to do. I don't know. It depends. Is your door open inward or outwards? You got one of them like security doors or whatever? Because they said you live close to Chicago. You got one of them doors with the gates on it. You ever think about like just smacking them with the door real hard? Like, I don't know. And it was late at night. Honestly, I probably would have opened up the door. I would just unlocked it. I'd be like, it's open. I cut the ring alarm off. I cut all the fucking lights off. Like, it's open. Let him hop in there. Take his shit the fuck off. Do what the fucking dude did on the subway to that dude in your house. It would have been called for when he's at your door with a fucking crossbow and a fucking pistol. And then, like, just take that shit the fuck off him and air the fuck out of your house. Air the fuck out of your house. But no. You had all the smoke in the world when a girl came to your door. You had all the smoke in the world when a girl came to his door. He's right there. Like, this dude fucks men. He fucks men, right? Don't let him tell you anything different. He fucks men and he assaults women. He fucks men and he assaults women. And he trolls online. Hey, some people find it funny. Some people don't. I honestly don't give a fuck. But like I said, if we can end up getting to a monetized status on any of these fucking channels that I do this shit with, and I can be generating like, it needs to generate like at least $1,000 a month, right? And somebody so happens to give me this dude's address, I will go knock on his door and ask for an interview. We'll do a fucking live interview. We'll do a live interview at his fucking house. I'm like, hey. I'm like, how many generations inbred are you? Like, how many different ways is your father related to you? What about your mother? Is your mother your aunt? You know what I mean? I'm like, is your mother your aunt? Is your mother your cousin? Yeah, I'll be cutting the fuck up. I'll be cutting the fuck up like he's everything that I dislike in one person. They said he one of them little fucking, he in the Hitler Youth Club. They said that he likes to blow and get blown by dudes. He's online talking about, oh, your body, my choice and shit. I would throw the fuck out of him. And listen, you ever see how Alex Stein be doing these little fucking interviews and going into these fucking city Congress fucking meetings and shit? I would show up to his fucking door with that Alex Stein energy. Just sitting there, cutting the fuck up. I'm like, I heard you got Destiny pregnant in his mouth. Is that true? Did you get Destiny's throat pregnant? Like, oh, did you bend over for Destiny? Like, who's the catcher and who's the pitcher? You guys switch positions. So, they said, Fanny, you're fucking fired. You're fired. Georgia appeal court disqualifies Fulton County DA Fannie Willis for prosecuting Trump. A Georgia Court of Appeals on Thursday disqualified Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis from prosecuting the case against President-elect Donald Trump and his alleged co-conspirator. Oh, and so she's taking off the case, period. So is that dude that they locked up going to, like, remember they locked up the only black dude from that case because they said he was resisting arrest, but supposedly they was just serving fucking, like, notices to appeal? Like, how are they going to arrest you for resisting arrest and nothing else? They can't. That's not reality. In reality, you don't get arrested just for resisting arrest. It's like unconstitutional as fuck. Against law. It's against law. You're like, oh, well, he shouldn't have been. No. It's not resisting arrest. You can't resist arrest if you're not being arrested. You can't be identified if they're not identifying you for a crime. You have rights, which are the only laws. It's 26 or 20. I think there's only 26 laws. There's only 26 fucking laws. 26 of them. Could you imagine you're on a fucking airplane, you're flying through the air, and it starts flooding? I wonder if somebody just backed up the toilet. They flushed some toilet paper. I don't know. But that's got to be scary. You're in an airplane and it starts flooding. So, yeah. Freaked out flyers fear they drown 3,000 feet above the ground. 30,000 feet above the ground. 30,000 feet in the air. It starts fucking leaking. It starts pouring down. Like, how does a plane flood in midair? This is another reason why I'm not getting on a plane. I'm not getting on a plane. You guys can get on a plane. I'm not getting on a plane. The only way I'm getting on a plane is if I'm going overseas. Like, look at this. It's crazy. They got music in the joint and everything. They definitely.
Is that your cup of orange juice in it?
No, that's yours.
I don't remember. That's yours. You drink.
I can trust it.
Okay.
I know I'll be editing these joints, but I'll be loud and I'll be trying to clip out these different sections. But I guess that's the end of that. That's the end of that. You guys see what happened. Let me see. The video shot gushing to escape the gush like that. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. You're in a fucking airplane and the airplane starts flying. I'm just not getting on one. I'm not getting on a fucking airplane. You got more of a chance to catch me flying around on a fucking drone than an airplane at this point. Okay, we got one of these stories that we told never happened, but now they're arresting people for shit that never happened. Ooh, let me see. Gang-related kidnapping at apartment puts Colorado City back in a national immigration debate. This is from Aurora, Colorado. The city of Aurora, Colorado, has returned to the national debate on immigration after a man and women were dragged from a unit in an apartment complex Monday night and bound, beaten, and pistol whipped, police say. Police chief told Todd Chamberlain described the incident at the edge of the Lowry Apartments as, without question, a gang incident, noting that both of the perpetrators and victims are likely Venezuelan immigrants. I thought this never happened, though. Everybody said that Trump was lying about this shit. So was he lying or wasn't he lying? Or maybe they only took over because Trump gave them the idea. You guys think about that? Maybe Trump told them about the certain apartment they could take over in Aurora, Colorado. They're like, we never thought about that before. Let's go take over this apartment. Some of whom may be undocumented. 19 suspects were detained, but 3 were later released. Aurora police spokesperson, Joe Milan. Why did they call him a spokesman? Why is he a spokesperson if his name's Joe? Like, there was a certain point in time when we called people a spokesperson, spokeswoman, spokesman, spokeswoman, spokesperson. Spokesperson was like, so is Joe non-binary? Joe, are you non-binary, Joe? Can we do an interview with a non-binary person? We want to do an interview with a non-binary person. We had Grok on here a few weeks ago to give him an interview. The remaining 16 suspects are in custody at Federal Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Police are working with federal authorities to determine what gang affiliation, if any, the suspects have. Chamberlain said during the briefing Tuesday that includes probing whether they may be connected to the notorious Venezuelan gang TDA, whose members had previously been identified in the city. Chamberlain said Tuesday there was a high assumption the gang was involved. No charges have been filed and the suspects' names have not been released. So how do you know there's no charges filed? You can't lock people up and not charge them unless we're just going to deport them. But I thought Venezuela said they're not taking nobody back. They said, no, they're your problem now. I don't know where we go from here. ICE set a decade record or whatever. Immigration agencies deports highest number since 2014, aided by more flights. So now they're starting to deport all the people they had that came in. What a fucking surprise. You know who was deporting them last time, right? The same fucking administration that's deporting them now. They said it's the highest number of deportations since 2014. When was the last time Joe Biden was in office? Didn't he leave office in like 2016? Motherfuckers don't realize, like, this dude's been racist for a long time. He just fucked with everybody's heads for a little bit. You guys don't realize that? You guys don't realize that he's like a fucking known Klan member? Have you ever seen the fucking hearing he had? He was sitting there. It was when they were going to get Clarence Thomas, who was the first black Supreme Court justice. And he kept calling him the N-word. He said that we already have too many black mayors. We don't need any more black big shots. But he didn't say black. You can look it up. It's in the fucking Congress record. It's going to be there forever. He was calling that man the fucking N-word left and fucking right. He must have said the N-word like 50 times in that one fucking hearing alone. That dude's been a fucking, I'm not, like, he's a fucking Klan member. I'm sitting here trying to say he isn't, but all his records throughout the year shows, like, some of the, even when he became president this time, he was so used to saying the N-word, and part of his slipping up saying the wrong thing, he was saying the N-word like 3-4 times, and he swiped that shit under the rug. They swiped the shit under the fucking rug, right? I don't realize what the fuck is going on. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement deported more than 270,000 people into 192 countries over the recent 12 months period. The highest annual tally in a decade, according to the report released Thursday that illustrates some of the financial and operational challenges President-elect DJT will face to carry out his pledge of mass deportation. So basically, you guys try to set a record to say, oh, you can't deport more people than us. You can't deport bigger than us. You can't deport. These motherfuckers, you don't realize, motherfuckers don't realize like that. This is two sides of the same fucking coin for real. The DHS, FBI, FFA, and DOJ in a joint statement on ongoing response to the reported drone sightings. There are more than 1 million drones lawfully registered with the FFA in the United States, and there are thousands of commercial drones, commercial hobbyists, and law enforcement drones lawfully in the sky on any given day. With the technology landscape evolving, we expect that the number to increase over time. FBI has received more than 5,000 reported drone sightings in the last few weeks, with approximately 100 leads generated, and the federal government is supporting state and local officials in investigation these reports. Consistent with each of our own missions and authorities, we are quickly working to prioritize these leads. We have sent an advanced detection technology to the region, and we have sent trained visual observers. They're trained at looking at stuff. How you trained at looking at stuff, bro? So this is more non-answers about the drone stuff going on. Like, we want to know about what's going on with these drones, guys. We want to know what's going on with these drones. You guys don't want to tell us nothing about what's going on with the drones at all. At all. You just keep giving us a whole bunch of nothingness, telling us nothing. We need to know. We want to know what's going on with these drones. You won't tell us nothing. You're telling us it's not piloted by any other governments. It's not piloted by our governments. So it leads me to believe that it's piloted by some type of AI. Now, is this AI created by our government or a different government? I need to know. I need to know. But we see, not telling us nothing. Not telling us nothing. So it's just another spin move from the DOD. Okay. Seatbelt reminders will be chiming more for passengers' own good. The National Highway Traffic and Safety Association will require audible warnings for everyone in a car, including backseat riders, in an effort to reduce 50% of traffic fatalities who are unbuckled. So is this new cars, or are they going to make all the cars? Seatbelt usage is at a high, but unbelted passengers still make up half of the road fatalities. Now the National Highway Traffic Administration has finalized new rules for seatbelt warnings. Enhanced front belt warnings are required in new cars by 2026 and rear belt warnings by 2027. But damn near all these cars got the warnings anyway, and you know people are just going to buckle the belt in. Previously, federal standards governing seatbelt warnings only required manufacturers to monitor the driver's seat, issue a chime if the seatbelt was unbuckled when a vehicle was underway. Now a new rule has been finalized requiring all new passenger vehicles sold in the U.S. to have enhanced front seatbelt warnings by September 2026 and rear seatbelt warnings by September of 2027. It's exactly 50 years since Congress attempted to mandate ignition interlocks tied to seatbelt use. Now, your seatbelt's not buckled, the car's not going to start. That's stupid. Never to reduce deaths on the road. In that instance, the public revolted and the House blinked, repealing the interlock requirement later in the same year. Well, because if the seatbelt has to be locked for the car to start, that means a lot of people are not going to wear seatbelts in the wintertime, because people that live in the north, in the northern part of the United States, we get this stuff called snow, and we get this stuff called ice. So because of the ice and snow, we got to start the car up before we get in the car. And then depending on how far north you live, sometimes you got to keep the car running. Like people in Alaska during the wintertime have to keep their car running nonstop or it won't start up in the wintertime. So because of stuff like that, right? Why would you do this? Why would you make it where if the seatbelt ain't locked, the car won't start? It's stupid. That is stupid. Now I can understand like making a shift lock where you can't put it in the drive until the seatbelt's on, even though that's still kind of stupid because sometimes seconds feel like hours. And when you got seconds to get somewhere where you got to be there, like to a hospital with a family emergency, somebody has, and we're coming up on the holidays, you could be sitting there trying to be a chef, dicing up everything, and a lot of people think you dice up like this. They don't know you dice up like this and you don't pull the knife behind your knuckles, right? So when somebody don't know what they're doing, trying to show off with a family on the holidays, ends up slicing a finger off, and they got to get to the hospital before they bleed out, and you put these safety mechanisms where the seatbelt has to be locked, like no, they can't be in the seatbelt because they're going to be in the back seat with another family member, holding pressure on it, then make them get to the hospital before they bleed out. It's stupid. It's stupid to make cars not work without seatbelts. Now, yes, seatbelts do help out a lot, but there's that rare occasion that seatbelts take lives. Majority of the time, they save lives, but there's a rare event that a seatbelt can take your life. Well, let's use common sense. Let's use seatbelts when necessary. And if you're bleeding out and you have to make it to the hospital in critical time, we don't need a seatbelt. I'm an English teacher star. Jordan Alvier accused of actually assaulting in a report. What? Brian Jordan Alzor, the creator of the star of the acclaimed comedy series English Teacher, has been accused of assault. In a Vulture report published today, John Elizabeth Alzor's former collaboration and co-host of the Hey and Wonders of Life, Kalam Gallo, alleged that Alzor assaulted him more than 8 years ago while they were shooting a scene for the web comedy series. Well, at least he stuck to what the word said in the script or whatever. What, did he assault you or was it part of the script? Did you get paid to do this role and now like you feel like it's assault? A little crazy. USA Today has reached out to the rep of SAG and the LAPD in an article Ebling alleged that Azor were shooting a scene for Collab Gallo, which aired on 2016, that called for his character to ask to perform oral on him. Ain't that what I just said? I don't even read this stuff before I start reading it. I feel like I'll be seeing the world in full circle now. Well, we're going to get off this story because, like, what's going on, New York Post? Lily Rose Deep makes a rare comment about her bartending brother. Maybe I get some cool points. Well, listen, because your brother's a bartender, that don't give you no cool points. So we're just going to actually get apart from the show where she's trying to brag. See, this girl right here, she's like, oh, I'm cool now because my brother's a bartender. No, you're cool because you're on TV. Let's get that straight. Okay. Dominic Pellicott is accused of organizing a mass rape of his wife. Text from police show. Now he operated. Dominic Pellicott told police he was looking for men to rape his wife. All he had to do was open up his laptop and go online. It was so-called dating website that Pellicott was able to chat freely with others about violence and rape of his then wife. Grizzly Pellicott was drugged by him while unconscious. What? 200 times by 70 men? Like, what is you into? That is weird, yo. That is weird. A lot of you guys are weird. Can you stop being weird? CNN gained exclusive access to the French police reports containing thousands of the messages exchanged by Pellicott and these men in chat rooms on Skype and over text. These messages have served as key evidence in the trial against Dominique. And the 50 co-defendants tracked down by police, but I thought they said it was 70 men. So where's the other 20? Were they informants? Were the other 20 informants? This is weird. So the informants get let go? Majority of them, including Pellicott, have been accused of aggravated rape in a case that was horrified France and forced the country to address systematic male violence against women. This was the start of that. Despite the shutdown of the website, Pellicott says he used to enlist men, which was not on the dark web. CNN uncovered similar open online French forums where rape and abuse were still actively discussed by users. Using something, Pellicott himself on, but basically you can probably find this stuff on like any of these sites. Over time, the police show how the 72-year-old put together an elaborate framework to organize the abuse. Y'all is creepy. Creepy after creepy after creepy after creepy after creepy. Like, can we stop looking? Like, why are all these creepy stories coming up on my timeline today? Let's get a little bit less creepy. I know Conor McGregor got something crazy going on with him, but Conor McGregor says he agrees to fight Logan Paul in India. Okay. Why y'all want to fight in India, though? And I guess that's where Netflix could do it for the cheapest, right? Hey, remember the Tyson fight, how we were having trouble watching it? Just imagine when they're shooting from India. McGregor said he intends to delay his return to MMA and has agreed to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. McGregor, a former two-weight UFC champion, has fought since he broke his leg in a TKO loss to Dustin in 2021. He had been due to face Michael Chandler at UFC 303 in June, but withdrew with an injured foot. So he keeps getting hurt. He keeps getting cased up. The rumors of the bout with Illa Topuria are false, McGregor said in a post on X on Tuesday. I am in the preliminary agreements with Abani family to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. I have agreed and I will seek my return to the octagon. Paul, who is also a YouTuber, has appeared in 4 exhibition boxing matches, including a draw and defeat to KSI, and a draw with Floyd Mayweather, and a win against the MMA fighter Dylan Dannies. However, he has become more known for his time in WWE, where he won the championship in November 2023. McGregor has appeared in professional boxing bout only once, a 2017 fight against Mayweather, which ended in a 10th round TKO defeat. The Irish fighter was found liable by a civil jury in Dublin. We covered that story before, and I told you I'm trying to be off of this sick stuff. So we're gonna move on to the next story. Psychological terror influencer Matilda has been accused of creating a toxic workplace, and they got somebody crying. Swedish influencer Matilda has been embroiled in a string of recent controversies. Matilda is facing backlash following an investigative documentary by the Swedish outlet Aftonbladet, which alleges a toxic work environment at her clothing company. The Jerf Avenue testimony from 11 current former employers accused the Jerf of creating a toxic workplace and culture described as psychological terror. Employees said they experienced loss of sleep and appetite, panic attacks, and came home from work crying most days. Crying. They were crying. She had them crying. I don't want to run. I don't want to hide. I don't want to shed no tears. I didn't download no Mary J from my little download music. One former employer claimed that Matilda yells at us, calls us names. Another alleged Matilda would lose her temper if there was no coffee. We need coffee. Where's the coffee at? Oh, let me get some coffee. These glasses and drinking coffee do not work together, but I like having these glasses on. I might start having my hair a little spiky and crazy every time I do this. If her food hadn't been heated up, the strangest claim from the report one employee said is that Matilda has her own personal toilet at the office. That's not super strange. That's not super strange. Why wouldn't the boss have a restroom in their office? Like, what? Once the sign fell off the door, someone used it by mistake and another colleague had to scrub the toilet before Matilda could use it again. If you own a company, wouldn't you want your own toilet? While these accusations are damning enough, others strike at the heart of the values of Matilda's brand is founded on. One of these is size inclusivity, where the Jerf Avenue clothing coming in sizes from double extra small to 4XL according to the report. Matilda responded to images of plus-size models in Jerf Avenue campaign by saying, we had to reshoot this because she looks effing, I don't know if I can say that in these clothes. We can't show that. We can't show that. Okay. Why'd you hire her? Jerf said in a statement to the BBC, if any team member has felt mistreated in their role because of my actions, I am deeply sorry and I want to apologize. That's what they all say when they get caught. I don't recognize myself in these claims that have been made, and I have chosen not to comment on individual cases. However, I do believe it's valuable that these concerns are being raised, as it gives both me and Jerf Avenue opportunity to grow and improve. Okay, so you say. It don't seem like it. It really don't seem like it. I want to emphasize that I take full responsibility. Well, basically, right, she's saying she did it. And now she's going to talk to her employees about ratting. And stop telling on me. Stop telling on me. Suspect in Gilgo Beach serial killings is charged in the death of the 7th woman. Look at him. Look at him. I don't know which one it is. But they all look like they could meet the guidelines. They can meet the guidelines. The New York architect facing murder charges in the stirring deaths known as the Gilgo Beach killings was charged on Tuesday. In the death of the 7th woman, Rex Huberman pleaded not guilty to killing Valerie Mack, whose remains were first found on Long Island in 2000. Wow, it took that long. Mack, 24, has been working as an escort in Philadelphia and was last seen by her family that year in New Jersey. So was she an escort in Philly or Jersey, or both? Some of Mack's skeletal remains were initially discovered in Manoville, New York. Authorities found more than 50 remains about 50 miles, 80 kilometers west in Gilgo Beach more than 10 years later. So he scattered her around. He might get that federal death row. They were unidentified until genetic testing revealed her identity in 2020. Human hair found in Mark's remains was sent to testing earlier this year, found to be likely matched with the genetic profile of Kierman's daughter. Prosecutors said the court papers, his daughter is not accused of any wrongdoing and would have been 3 or 4 years old when Mac died. What? Oh, they're talking about the lady, but even if she was doing wrongdoing, right? If you like, just because a girl's out here selling boxes don't mean you can just off them. That's sick. That's sick. There's some Jeffrey Dahmer type stuff, especially with the body parts all over the place. ANC loses the bid to be top Democrat on a powerful House Oversight Committee. Ooh, and you know how Fox do. We got to hit read more. Progressive Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was defeated in her bid to be on top of the House Oversight Committee, losing to Rep. Gary Connell of Virginia. Connell, 74, bested the 35-year-old. She is half his age. This is crazy. With 131 to 84 votes in what is seen as a blow for Progressive, who blocked AOC as a member of the Progressive Squad. I thank my colleagues for the support and confidence they've been placed in me. Lead House Democrats on the Oversight Committee. Connolly said in a statement after being elected by the House Democratic Caucus. But the crazy thing is, AOC got real close. Real close. That means that she like goes for it and tries to get him out. She could probably get it. Connell called out the Republican playbook in which he accused Republicans, I did not want that. He accused Republicans of using debunked conspiracy theories and enabling the worst abuses of the Trump administration. This will be trench warfare, Connell said. Now it is time to be timid. Now's not the time to be timid. Now I promise the American people that the committee Democrats will be a beacon of truth and prepare from day one to counter Republican gaslighting. That's all they accuse each other of. That's all they accuse each other of. And then Fox got this all broken up. Like, can you keep stuff together? Can you keep it clear and concise, Fox? Come on, Fox. I know you can do better than that. This is from the BBC. This is from the BBC. Disney animated film announced by Disney Plus and BBC. Bluey the Puppy, a star of a BAFTA-winning children's TV show, is hitting the big screen in her first feature film. It will arrive in cinemas in 2027. So anybody with kids, they're going to end up being there. And people that have kids that haven't even been born yet, just know, if you get pregnant tonight, you're probably going to have to go see this movie. And will then stream on Disney Plus, ABC iView, and ABC Kids in Australia. BBC Studios, the BBC's commercial arm, is teaming up with Disney for the project. Bluey is a blue healing heller dog who lives with her mom, dad, and little sister Bingo. Mom, dad, Bingo, Bluey. She turns everyday events into her life adventures. See, that's the Bluey family. The biggest one is dad. And then you see mom. And then the one that looks like mom is Bingo. And the little one with the arms up, that's Bluey. Tech consultant found guilty of second-degree murder and stabbing death of Cash App founder Bob Lee. Oh, so it was competition going on. It was competition. A San Francisco jury on Tuesday found a tech consultant guilty of second-degree murder and the stabbing death of the Cash App founder Bob Lee. I thought they said it was a homeless person. You know, people be mixing these stories up, and you don't get the true story till way later. Jury took 7 days to deliver their verdict against the dude. Then the April 4th, 2023 death of Lee. That was pretty fast. The justice usually don't work that fast. A beloved tech mogul who was found staggering on a deserted downtown street, dripping a trail of blood and calling for help. Lee, 43, later died at the hospital. Prosecutors said he planned the attack on Lee, driving to an isolated spot under Bay Bridge and stabbing him 3 times with a knife he took from his sister's kitchen. Wow. They said that he was angry with Lee for introducing his younger sister to a drug dealer she says gave her GHB. That says something they said Diddy had and other drugs, and he assaulted her. But he testified on the stand that Lee was the one who attacked him with a knife angrily after the tech consultant shot at him about spending more time with his family instead of searching for a strip club at night. Who studies martial arts claimed self-defense and said he didn't realize he had fatally wounded Lee, and Lee was even hurt. You stabbed him, you dumbass. And they said you dropped his body off. The dude was charged with murder in the first degree, but jurors could have found him guilty of murder in the second degree or manslaughter. That's called criminal homicide. Criminal homicide, I was talking about that a few weeks ago. A conviction of murder in the second degree carries a sentence of 16 years in this case. Oh, he'll be out in 16 years. You know, there's always some crazy stuff going on. There's always some crazy stuff going on. Magnitude 7.3 earthquake strikes Ventura, causing considerable damage to the U.S. Embassy. Oh, this is going to show us a picture of it. But there's an earthquake in Ventura causing considerable damage to the U.S. Embassy. And they want to show us a commercial and all that. We don't have time for these commercials. We don't got time to do this and do that and do this and do that. I just know I got to go. I don't want to leave, but I got to go right now. I'll be back before you know it. Part of the reason why we're switching up the format. The reason why we're switching up this format is because for some odd reason, all my content was getting counted towards streams. Not streams. My content was getting counted as, what's the word for it? My content was getting considered for short counts. And they took away all my watch hours and switched it on to shorts, which is weird. But I had a long talk with Grok this morning to find out what was really going on. And not Grok, actually Gemini. Yeah, it was Gemini that I had this talk with. And Gemini put me on to some things. Gemini put me on to a few things. The opinions expressed by our writers are their own and do not represent the views of You Today. Okay. Well, I don't know what You Today is. This is like my first time dealing with y'all guys. My first time dealing with you guys. We'll get rid of that. The last few days have been the worst for Shiba Inu SHIB after a series of large-scale liquidations of long positions for the price of the popular meme-expired cryptocurrency failed to return to the key support level of point. So it is just like Dogecoin per SHIB. And after fixing below this mark, first by a daily and then by a weekly candlestick, it continued to fall in today's trading session. Now the Shiba Inu token. Say that 5 times fast. Enthusiasts and crypto market participants in general are wondering, where must the SHIB price fall in order for this to pan to an end? Is that it? So far, we can predict the exact answer, which, given the volatility and unpredictability of the crypto market, is rather thankless and more accurately suited to the world ruin. Some tools can give at least an approximate guide. One such indicator is, for example, the Boiling Brands was developed by John Boiler, an expert trader from the traditional market financial markets many years ago and widely used for predicting the prices of financial assets. The tool is moving average and 2 brands that are standard deviations from it on down and 1 up. Now the price of the Shiba Inu token is located under the moving average, which means that it is gravitating towards a lower band, and the daily chart is at nothing. This is literally at nothing. It's at nothing, which is almost 10% below the current mark. Woo, that's crazy. That's crazy. So, Shiba, Dogecoin, will Bitcoin fall down next? Let's find out. Despite the fact that the deviations within the zone are possible, we can assume that in an area the price for Shiba Inu token will find its local bottom, where in any case, the investment decision regarding the meme cryptocurrency will be made more concise. The scenario of the Shiba Inu token falling to the lower Boiler brand will be canceled by the return above the moving average, i.e. growth of more than 6.6% from the current mark. Is that it? 99,000. They got 99,000, but they got 99,000, but 100,000 ain't one. What? Crazy. Oh, they got a BlackRock token now? Everybody got crypto. 99, 99, 980 XRP. Go to @go. What's going on? XRP has recently experienced a notable increase in whale activity. According to the whale alert data, on Friday the 13th, a large transfer took place carrying 99,999 99,999,980 XRP, valued at approximately 234 million. The transaction was part of the broader trend of substantial XRP transactions over the 2 previous days. In addition, other large transactions were recorded, including 39 million XRP, worth around 95 million moved to Coinbase. and 380 million XRP worth 900. What? That's millions. People was getting $100 million off of crypto? Ooh, I'm late to the party. Monsters we make. What's up with this? The monsters we make. So he went to Netflix, guys. He went to Netflix. Corey Kashin disappeared from YouTube 18 months ago. Now he's back with a big announcement. Okay. In June 2023, Corey Kashin uploaded a video to YouTube where he reacted to the Five Nights at Freddy movie trailer. As a longtime gaming creator and Five Nights at Freddy enthusiast, he was pretty stoked to reveal that he gotten a cameo in the film. Fans swarmed the comments section with congratulations, and the video ended up pulling nearly 18 million views. His channel overall brought in 100 million views that month. Things were looking good. Then he vanished. For 18 months, not a single video has gone up on his channel. Not a single community post. His Twitter account, silent for viewers. It was the unexpected absence. Corey Kashin, a.k.a. Corey Devontae Williams, had been on YouTube since 2009, was a prominent voice for gamers and anime enthusiasts. He gained more prominence in 2022 after he challenged YouTube's moderation team for allegedly playing favorites and gained support from Mark Pyler. He didn't announce a planned break. That's all the story? See the full article. How many places I gotta go to read this full article? Well, now we know Williams returned December 13th with a 2-minute video. Most of which was animated trailer for manga series he's been working on in secret. The series called Monsters We Make debuts December 16th. That's today. This animated trailer features a classic hallmarks of a Japanese anime series Williams has enthused about for years, a neon splash sci-fi city and a ragtag team of heroes. Williams has enthused about for years, a neon splash sci-fi city and a ragtag team of heroes. Williams has enthused about for years, a neon splash sci-fi city and a ragtag team of heroes.
Oh, they can see me. They can see me. Oh, let me turn this on down too. My bad, guys. My bad for hurting y'all ears. I just want to tell you guys I appreciate everybody that came in here to watch the kind of live stream or whatever. I want to start making 8 p.m. the time or whatever we do the live streams over here. But I prefer to keep stuff a little bit edited or whatever, especially when it comes to YouTube, because YouTube's looking for like certain types of content. So if you want to watch us live, right, I'm still going to do my morning live streams, but they're going to be exclusively to our website and Rumble. And then I'm going to edit it all up. You're going to get the clips first over here, and then at nighttime, this is going to be the clips throughout the last 5 to 7 days, depending on how long it is. I'm going to compile them all up, put them up kind of like you guys seen, and it's going to be the kind of live show, just like live news. Live news is never live news anyway, right? But I appreciate everybody coming in here. I got a lot of stories that I got to break down or whatever. Look forward to uploads over here throughout the day. Most of the politics type stuff is going to be on this channel, the WTF. Oh no, this is WTFFN. Most of the non-political but headline style news, like just the crazy shit going on in the world, that's on WTF Fake News. And we got a WTFFN Music, which is more for like your famous people. So all the famous headlines and everything going on, that's going to be on WTF Fake News. I'm getting better. I'm getting a bit better at making my thumbnails and everything. I'm really learning this YouTube stuff. This was my first channel, right? We got a lot of other channels, a lot of stuff going on. See, that says no flour, no problems. That's the cooking channel, but I ain't going to cross-promote the cooking channel. This is the one that's always had the live streams. It's a little bit of mixture of all the different news stuff going on. I got a few other videos I got to make tonight. Some videos for the debate channel, which is like a lot of people trying to watch the news really ain't trying to see different debates and all that BS going on. But I seen this little crazy dude from the quarter, and what's his name, Jeremy or whatever, dude off the quarter,
was going a little bit crazy talking about J.K. Rowling made a book about him. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But I know as soon as I heard that, I'm like, ooh, I gotta review this. So I didn't even watch it yet. And, you know, basically the stuff I'll be watching, I'll be reviewing. I'm gonna wait because I need to get myself a little bit bigger. But this is one channel that I watch almost every day, right? Dude's a very good content creator. And I want to shout him out, but I don't want to shout him out the only, well, I don't know. Allahu Akbar, people might come in here watching this throughout the day. So one of the main channels I watch all the time because I value his insight with stuff going on. My bad. I don't know. That's why I put the glasses on. That's why I wear the glasses while I'm doing the live streaming now. Because I always be looking at the cameras. I always be looking at the cameras. Like, you don't realize until I put this green screen around me, I sit in a room full of mirrors and cameras all day. He'd be like, oh, it look like you in the bathroom. Why you got all the mirrors? I got all the mirrors because I'm paranoid for real. I'm paranoid for real. I done had a lot of stuff happen in my lifetime. A lot of stuff that happened in my lifetime that made me paranoid. But if you guys want some, like, make you think type content, right? I watch Ricky Manor, like, almost every day, right? And he really makes you think. He's, like, thought-provoking. He's, like, I would say he a woke conservative. He don't like the word woke. He's anti-woke or whatever. But he's one of the few people that are in the conservative space that sit there and actually talk about real shit that's going on. He's not like, no, I don't even want to call people out. You know, he do it himself. You go to his channel, you can see the stuff he be talking about. Sometimes I get a lot of stories off of stuff I see him talking about, but then sometimes I don't. But if you like the type of energy I be putting out, you're going to love his content. It's definitely way better than what I got going on. Because, like, I can't even keep eye contact. I don't like looking at screens. The only screens I look at is the cameras. The only screens I look at is the cameras all day long. I don't look at screens. I be sitting here, earpiece in my ear all day, listening to music and news headlines. Like, literally, when I'm outside of the house, news headlines in one ear, then I got the music in the other ear. That's just me all day. All day. I'm absorbing information, but I'm also listening to music to try to keep me balanced because I can't. I'm cuckoo for real. And it took me a while to realize it. I'm cuckoo for real. Let me see. Can you even see it? Might be able to see it. I got stabbed in the face before because I'm a cuckoo ass motherfucker. I'm a cuckoo ass motherfucker. I'll be snapping the fuck out. I'll sit there and get to a fight with a motherfucker I know I can't beat. I'll get to a fight with a motherfucker I know I can't beat on a regular basis. And that's why I just got a certain point. I just had to chill out. I put myself in a lot of dangerous situations in my lifetime. A lot of dangerous situations in my lifetime. Now, I don't know if it's just like I do it for the adrenaline. I don't know what I do it for. But I done definitely made my life way more complicated than it needed to be. Way more complicated. And I'm sitting here talking about life on the news channel. I'm talking about life on the news channel. I got a life channel that I could be doing this on. But I'm talking about my life on the news channel. And that's why I feel like this channel failed. It did. It failed, but you can succeed from a failure. Sometimes you got to realize it's time to, like, pack up and change. So that's why I realized political content really ain't getting the views like that. I got brand new channels doing better than this one. Channels I started within the last month and a half, doing better than this one. Almost all my channels are doing better than this one. Now, it's not like it's doing better than this one, that it has more views or whatever. But most of my videos get more views. You know what I mean? Most of my videos get more views. But I learned a lot. Like, this was my learning experience channel. You know what I mean? I learned so much from doing this channel. I learned a lot. I learned how to code.
I learned how to video edit. I learned about thumbnail creation. I learned so much off of this channel that now it's getting to the point that I can start from scratch and get it to where this channel's at. Because I'm actively doing it, and like I'm just like, I'm so all over the place. I'm so all over the place, but I just like everything I do, I make work hand in hand, right? Everything I do, I try to have it working hand in hand. So I be watching a lot of these dumbass debates going on in the world and people sitting there trying to own each other. So instead of me just watching them, I just record myself watching them now. That's one channel. I split the news into different topics. So that's 3 channels right there. Because you can't keep posting over and over again on one channel. But yeah, I'm learning this stuff. I'm learning it as the days go on. As life goes on. I'm learning how to do stuff a lot better. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody that came in here, that came around. But also, I don't want to like, I polluted this channel. You know what I mean? Like, some of my most viral videos on here, the videos that got like 80K fucking watches, 10K watches or whatever, is just, what do they call it? On TikTok, it's called a stitch. Over here, it's called a remix. No, it's called a clip, right? Where I just sit there and I see some shit I disagree with, and then I just say something about it. Like, I think it's stupid. It's stupid. Like, my best performing video right now is me talking about my body, my choice. Which is basically like, you know, they got the whole little thing going on in the world where they're talking about they don't have laws that affect men's bodies like they have laws that affect women's bodies. My point with that video is, what the fuck is a draft, right? But I was real funny, real goofy about it. So I got one channel like that. If you come here for the short content, if you was like one of the people that came around watching for the shorts, that's WTFFN comedy. Then we got WTFFN music, WTF fake news, and then this is just, it's WTFFN, but I switched the name or whatever trying to get into the algorithm. Y'all thought the WTF was what was really killing it. It wasn't. I was killing this channel. I was actively sabotaging it. And I guess I'm doing this right now, still actively sabotaging it. But like, I like doing this. You know what I mean? This is like the type of parts that I clip out to put on the personal channel. I like actually seeing my progress and seeing like where I came in the world. You know what I mean? Like, I was locked in a room. I was locked in a room for a year straight. I was locked in a room for a year straight. Not allowed to come out. Not allowed to come out. Locked in a room for a year straight. Not allowed to come out. Well, for showers, you get 3 showers a week, and you get 5 yards a week. All I do is take the showers. I went to the yard a few times. I'm like, I don't like this. Because when you're in the hole, like I said, this is for the personal channel, but when you're in the hole, they put you on a dog leash. They put you on a dog leash. They walk you on a dog leash to the shower, and they lock you in a cage to shower. Then they walk you on a dog leash out to a little kennel, and you're out there talking to your friends and shit. Like, I'm like, nah, fuck that. I ain't gotta do all that. No. You're like, oh, you want rec? No, I don't want rec. I don't want rec. I get all the rec I need in this fucking room. Well, maybe that's why I'm so different. Like, I can just listen and read all day. That's my life. I listen to stuff and I read. I guess that's why I'm not like the rest of the world. I'm like, motherfuckers don't realize I look like I'm super young. I'm like in a middle-aged type situation now, right? I look like I'm super young, but people get to know me and then they be thinking that I'm way older than I am. And then I confuse people a lot because
I actively use 2 different ages depending on what circles I'm in. And it ain't even got nothing to do with anything. So it's like somebody asked my age. For one, I don't really care to think about my age. For two, I use 2 different calendars. I use one calendar forced upon me because it's the Georgian calendar, the calendar we use in the U.S., but it still pays tribute to King George. But I use the Hijra calendar. You know what I mean? I wanted to do a deep dive. That was like my plan tonight, was to do a deep dive on a little Congress bill or whatever that got passed. But then I just couldn't do the deep dive on it because there's some crazy stuff that happened yesterday up in Germany. And you look into it, dude was wanted in Saudi Arabia for multiple crimes, right? They're all on the murder or whatever, but it's also it's a hard truth for non-Muslims and people not from Muslim countries to understand that once you take your shahada, if you go 3 days without praying, you're subject to certain punishments that like Western world think is unfit or whatever. And that's part of the reason why Germany probably wasn't going to give him back, because they knew the automatic sentence he was under. But should have gave him back. Should have gave him back. He was wanted. They wanted him. They kept telling you guys, they're like, oh, he's a terrorist. He's an atheist terrorist. He was over here causing terror. He ran away from the country because he was a terrorist. And then because he went to Germany and he studied psychology and he got his doctorate in psychology, things that like, Islam don't deal with psychology. And I know a lot of people was going to be like, no, because we got stuff stronger than psychology. There's stuff in this world way stronger than psychology. Like a lot of the stuff you deal with psychology, you can bypass by one, having a good prayer schedule, having a good eating habit, and they ain't even eating 3 times a day. It's just not putting all this garbage in your body. That's why I got a cooking channel. I'm trying to teach people how to eat clean, healthy food, right? Good food in your body, right? You don't need to eat more than once a day. Good food, good sleep, and good prayer schedule. And there's a couple sores that can break you out of a lot of this stuff, right? You don't realize, like, I can't even really speak on the stuff that I know, because to like regular people, they're going to be like, oh no, that sounds crazy. But when you really see what's going on and you don't really perceive it, like, a lot of people's dealing with some real demonic stuff. And now the demonic stuff can be temporary, like through drugs and alcohol. But sometimes the demonic entities that get into you, if you don't go through the route that have it expelled from you, it's permanent. And it's not even that it's permanent, but there's ways to remove it, like the quills, like Surah Ikhlas, Surah Falak, Surah Nas, the second Surah in the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah. Stuff like that removes evil, you know what I mean? And there is biblical equivalents, you know? Like, Surah Al-Baqarah is basically like reading the first 5 books of the Torah, which would be the Old Testament. Your Genesis, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, and Exodus. And I forgot Exodus, because Exodus comes after Genesis. It's the equivalent to that, but you're saying it in the original tongue. Evil ain't going to deal with that. Evil's going to leave, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't really realize that, like, it's a real spiritual warfare going on right now. People is hurting. They don't realize that they're hurting the way they is. And like, A lot of us don't realize the power of prayer. Power of prayer is like the deepest thing. The deepest thing. My life don't make sense. My life don't make sense. I'm not supposed to be here right now. My life don't make sense. My life don't make sense. I can't even talk about real stuff that happened in my life because it don't make sense. It don't. It don't. My life makes no sense. And just trying to process this. And that's why I like, you see, when I first started streaming or whatever, and I got back into this, and even when I first started making my original videos, and people that know me in real life know, like, there was a point in my life I was smoking 2 ounces of weed a day, just trying not to remember. I got so much stuff that I'm trying not to remember. Maybe that's why I sit in the room full of mirrors looking at cameras all day. Maybe I'm like ultra paranoid for a decent reason. Like I told my psychiatrist when I first started trying to go to that joint, before I realized, because I started recording my own things, and I realized, I'm like, oh, no. I got these medical records from other people, and you sit there and keep putting wrong stuff in the record, and you're automatically sitting there typing. And like, dude couldn't answer one question I asked him about me. And that's when I stopped going to that joint. They sitting there, I'm like, yo, I could sit here and bring court documents this thick. I'm like, I could sit here and literally show you on court documents where it says I was shot at 3 times in one night. And this ain't me talking. This is a dude telling on me talking. They're like, oh yeah, well, he did that because people just kept shooting at him. He just couldn't come out the house that night. Like, what? Could you imagine that? Try to go out the front door, you get shot at. You're like, okay, I'm gonna try to go out the back door, you getting shot at. And at a certain point, you just gotta go. You just gotta go. You just gotta believe it. You just gotta pray and just go. Because if you don't, at a certain point, like, you can't just keep sitting in the house getting shot at. It's like, I shouldn't be alive. That's one day. That's only a few hours. That was one day with only a few hours. That's a few hours of my life. That's one day, one case, a few hours. Fucking transcripts this thick. Big ass fucking transcripts. One day. One fucking day. My life is so fucking crazy. After my mom got shot, when I called my sister, because I didn't know my mom made it right out of the hospital, they all sitting there laughing. I'm like, oh, it's cool, ain't nothing happened. Like, what? Like, oh, she just got shot. She's at the hospital. She's cool. And I'm like, well, y'all call me at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning telling me my mom got shot. And I'm sitting there laughing about this shit. Like, oh, it's not no big deal. Like, what? My life is crazy. My life don't make sense. My life don't make sense. And to a point, I want to talk about everything. But to a point, you know how, like, you know, you can talk about you, but you don't want to talk about everybody else. You don't want to get other people involved in what you got going on. Sat there, literally told my fucking therapist when I first got in that joint, I'm like, I'm only going to talk about stuff that's in court documents already that other people already spoke about. Everything else I'm not talking about. And everything else I'm not talking about. Why? Because it's not for me to talk about. Not. I lived life like it was a fucking movie, yo. I lived life like it was a fucking movie or a video game or something. And I just think, like, I know how quick this shit could be over. For some reason, I'm still here. And it's like, I feel like I'm aging in reverse. If that makes any sense whatsoever. And I'm like literally aging in reverse. Maybe it's from being less stressed out, being in a better situation, eating better, living better, having an actual prayer routine. But it's just like crazy. I thought I was going bald for a while. But now it's just, maybe it's because I used to keep my hair cut short. And you go to a barber and you already got a big ass forehead. They just keep pushing your hair back more and more and more. Oh, I really don't. It's not my concern. A lot of this stuff ain't my concern. My concerns, I guess, is something way different. I just don't know. Sometimes I think my punishment is going to be living very long. Very long, very free. And outlive everybody around me. That's going to be my punishment. I got one friend that's alive now. No, two. But one friend that was around for everything that's alive now. And all the stuff back in the day, all the stuff we was doing. Got one friend that's still alive. And I got people that I met that I consider friends now. You know what I mean? I got elementary school friends that didn't really go that route, but like people that really went that route, that was really out there doing trips, being over here, being over there, dealing with all this crazy stuff. Got one friend still here. Got a lot of friends that's gone. A lot. Crazy. One of the craziest things is I got this one kid that used to look up to me before he could even get a driver's license. He was gone. I literally know people died trying to be like me. I gotta go.